Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. What is going to happen with Bitcoin? This is a question which I'm getting almost every day. Hisham, why don't you talk about crypto? Hisham, why don't you talk about crypto market? Hisham, what are your plans for Bitcoins? Okay, in this video, I'm going to answer these questions. Number one, personally, I don't have any investments with Bitcoin at all. Okay, because for me, it's just like, it's way, way, way over, let's say, it doesn't meet my criteria when it comes to investments, and I will talk about that later. But I do use Bitcoin just as an indicator of what is happening in the market. Okay, so that's number two. So I answered the question. Now let's talk about what do I expect when it comes to Bitcoin. Okay, so here on this chart you can see the weekly time frame. Okay, so this is a weekly time frame for Bitcoin, and if we look at it, it's simply like a couple of things we need to keep in mind. If we just draw a trend line from here, okay, and just put it that way, let's put a trend line, okay, and here. So it's just like from this week to this week. So we have simply 1 point, second point, third point of the trend line. And so far right now, we can see that the price came to retest the back of this trend line, which is actually rejected so nicely and perfectly, which is a very good thing to keep in mind for me. Second, it's still also about this region. We have this we have this point here, which price actually came all the way up to retest it. So if we'll put here some some resistance, okay, we can see that the price rejected so nicely. You know that I like simplicity. Simplicity is a key to win in the market, okay? And you must know that. You will not see thousands of levels, thousands of trend lines on my chart, because I believe the more simple is, the more clear it is, okay? So as I said, we have this trend line, which as we could see, like first touch, second touch, third touch, the price came here and rejected the back of the trend line nicely. We have this high here, this lower high here, and price came actually to also reject it nicely, okay? If we talk about trend lines as well, or resistance and support, we can see this here in this point. Okay, we have here top, second top. We can just put it somewhere like that. Okay, if we will extend it to the left, we can see that also, we could see some rejection here, resistance here, resistance, 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 resistance. And so far, when the price broke above this level, the price didn't come to retest it as a support and prove or simply shows that this is actually a support level right now. Which, to be honest, for me, I think this is the first point where the price will come to sooner or later, okay? But this area is here, we talk about 30,000, right? $30,000 for one Bitcoin. But I would say this is also not the end, because here this is only a support level, okay? What do you mean by that? Let's just check it a little bit more. If we will put here, another, trend line. So let's look at it that way. Okay, we can see here, first touch, second touch, and so far the third touch of the trend line is somewhere here where we have also like this resistance and support zone, which actually increase the likelihood that we might see the price come all the way down to retest this zone, and maybe from here we will see the price start to move to the upside or price to move to the downside. Okay, I know that there is a lot of, people talking right now on social media. Okay, Bitcoin is part of ETFs. Like right now, would expect Bitcoin to go to 100,000 or million or whatsoever. But you must know one thing: especially in crypto market, I would say I always go against the hype. Okay, let's look at daily time frame. And actually, if you look at daily time frame, and if we look like, starting from here somewhere, okay, we can see that the price is actually in a range. The price got into this range, okay, and it was just like ranging. Okay, first it was here. Okay, let's put our range tool. Okay, the price was just okay all the time here. Or you can look at it in a bit different way, okay, that the price couldn't break below this level, which is here the bottom, so far for, as you can see, 52 days. The price didn't manage to simply break below this level for 52 days. Okay, 52 days. And just on Monday this week, the price broke below. But what do we know about ranges? I just made a video yesterday, which you can find it on YouTube, on Instagram, that when it comes to ranges, we usually see fake outs. And if fake out happen on one side, most probably we will see also a fake out to the other side. Okay, so this is one thing to keep in mind. So right now we are in this range, price broke below. Maybe right now we will see just like, the price moving a little bit up, coming maybe to this zone here. Okay, why I'm saying this zone? Because again, this zone can be treated as resistance and support. What do you mean by that, Hisham? What I mean is here is simply we have here resistance, 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 price broke above, came to retest, as you can see here, support, support, and then price broke below. And since then, price didn't come to retest as a resistance. That's why I can see this area right now is at least where the price will come to. Okay. And from here, maybe we will start to see the big crash. Okay. At least for the price to go to the downside. So that's why I told you, I'm a very big believer of resistance and support. So resistance, resistance, blah, blah, blah. Price broke above, came to retest support. Price broke below, didn't come to retest so far for resistance, which simply make this zone as a very important zone for the price to come to. Also, if we look and put Fibo, we can see that Fibonacci aligns perfectly with this zone which I just talked about, which is 61.8%, okay, which is perfect. It's just perfect area for the price to come to. And right now, actually, makes me think, okay, maybe right now we will see the price, as I said, to come here and then all the way down to here. And where we can see this zone is very close to the extension of Fibonacci, okay? And also one more thing to keep in mind, I really like to keep things so simple. And, the best is when you just zoom out, and this is a monthly time frame, like clear chart, like nothing else on this chart, okay? What actually worries me, or not worries me, but it's an open question, is this zone so far. Why? Because again, we can see resistance and support. Resistance, 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 resistance. Price broke above. And since the price broke above, didn't come to retest as a support. And guess what? This area is at $12,000. Maybe it will not happen, I don't know, soon that the price will come to the $12,000, but still, it is a potential, or there is a big potential that sooner or later price will come to it, okay? Second, if we will take the Fibonacci from the very top to the bottom of here, what do we see, guys? Again, the golden ratio, okay, which is 61.8% of Fibo, the price rejecting it nicely, like perfectly, okay, which actually open the potential that the price can still come all the way down here, or at least for the price to come to this region, which is 35%, and maybe from here we can see the price come to here, and maybe down there, and then we can evaluate the situation of what will happen next. So this is simply what I'm looking for when it comes to Bitcoin. And one more thing, if we look at the monthly time frame, you see such a candle which will close in almost 5 days from now. Such a candle with a strong rejection. I always say the best thing to do in crypto market is always to move to the monthly time frame or weekly time frame, because it's less noise happening there, and you can have a very, how to say, realistic point of view of the market. Okay, that's why I'm really waiting to see how this candle will close. It is a candle with a strong rejection, which also, what increases the probability that maybe the price will start to move to the downside a little bit. First off, to this point, which, as I just mentioned, okay, price broke above and didn't come to retest as a support so far. It really makes me think about this area right now, especially that the price already took the high of the previous monthly candle, which simply increased the likelihood that the price might just drop from here at least to this level. But as I said, this is not the bottom yet. Because for me personally, I know that it might sound crazy for a lot of people, this $12,000 region is still an open target for me. Okay. Once again, I said I don't trade crypto. I don't trade, Bitcoin, but I have my investments in crypto, and I always look at the Bitcoin because it's kind of an indicator. I use it as an indicator. Okay. So that's all, guys, for simply Bitcoin. And let's get back to this chart again. So this is simply what I'm looking for. And if you have any questions, please let me know and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Cheers, guys.